This is Cashflow Ninja, episode 161 with Lionel.
Welcome to the Cashflow Ninja, the podcast empowering and inspiring people to discover how to generate their own income and manage, grow, and protect their own wealth in the new economy. Now, here is your host, MC Laubscher.
Hi there, MC Laubscher here, and welcome to another episode of the Cashflow Ninja. I have a great show for you today, and in today's show, we're going to look at how to critically analyze news and information. My guest today is the extremely entertaining Lionel. Lionel is an Emmy Award-winning licensed trial lawyer, published author, proud husband, legal analyst and news decoder, influencer, performance analyst, essayist, bluegrass guitarist, outspoken word performer, and raconteur, vegan, talk radio veteran, pioneer podcaster, social media monster, conspiracy analyst versus theorist, political atheist with a black belt in realpolitik, a native New Yorker born in Florida, and as Newsweek describes him, an intellectual known for his irreverent political and social humor. Please share your feedback and thoughts with me on today's interview. You can let me know your thoughts on Twitter by tweeting me at MC Laubscher or by email at info@cashflowninja.com. And please remember to join our mailing list by signing up at cashflowninja.com or texting Cashflow Ninja, one word, all capitalized, to 44222. That's 2 4s and 3 2s. You can support the show by becoming a patron on Patreon for $10 a month. And when you become a patron, you get access to our private Facebook page and a Cashflow Ninja t-shirt. You can become a patron by visiting cashflowninja.com/support. Have you read Rich Dad Poor Dad? Are you interested in real estate investing and don't know where to start or how to get the results you want? For valuable information to get you started, visit JoinOps Properties at joinopsproperties.com. If you're not earning at least 8% on your cash, you do not want to miss the private lending presentation for non-accredited investors done by Jimmy Freeland and Bob Scott. Discover how to create an income stream from real estate without the management headaches. You can access the presentation at cashflowninja.com/private lending. Spartan Invest have a proven plan and system helping investors creating passive income and wealth through turnkey real estate ownership in the exciting market of Birmingham, Alabama. Find out why Birmingham has got it going on, why it's a steal right now, why it's a millennial hangout, a hidden gem, and one of the most exciting investment opportunities you have never heard of. You can download your free report, 5 Big Reasons to Invest in the Magical City of Birmingham, Alabama, at cashflowninja.com/Spartan. I've spoken about the most powerful system on the planet on the show, the banking system. And my firm, Valhalla Wealth Financial, helps people reclaim the banking function within their own lives through leveraging the premium tools and strategies of the wealthy. If you're interested in reclaiming the banking function within your own life and the infinite banking concept, you can access a free webinar presentation at cashflowninja.com/be the bank. Joining me is legal and media analyst Lionel. His YouTube channel is Lionel Nation, and I have to confess, I cannot wait for his daily conversations he posts on his YouTube channel at Lionel Nation. His website is lionelmedia.com. Lionel, welcome to the show.
Thank you, sir.
Can you please share a little bit about your background and journey with my listeners?
No, I'd rather not. I'm kidding, of course. I have my background initially was that of trial lawyer, prosecutor, legal MASH unit, combat trial lawyer, street lawyer. And I say that not fancy schmancy stuff, but brutal, hardcore. I call it MASH unit. Florida prosecuting and defending. That was my first introduction to the real world, to trial law and being a trial warrior. After that, by complete happenstance, accident, and luck, I fell into talk radio during its nascent rise, if you will. That makes no sense, but it's a rise nonetheless, during the time of Rush Limbaugh. And then moved to New York, where I was morning drive at WABC, and then later on WOR. I did some television on Snap Judgment, on Core TV, and then after that, Air America, various iterations of radio, and then I went into doing legal and media commentary and analysis for Pix 11 News, garnered an Emmy, and now I'm just enjoying what is the greatest medium of all time, and that's internet and digital. That is the future. That is it. Let me tell everybody listening, your investors, your media savvy folks, what you are seeing right now in terms of conventional media is still here, but it's like a star that burned out 1 million years ago. You still see the light. It hasn't reached here yet, but it's gone. It's not there. But you see it, and you feel it, and you experience it, but it's not there. It's long gone. The light hasn't hit us yet. That is what's happening right now. I watch very, very carefully television, news, radio, all kinds of media, stocks and the usual information. And I am telling you right now, it is something that is just one of the most exciting times to be a part of this industry, to be a part of this world. And it's very difficult for people to understand and to navigate and to decipher, because a lot of times you can hear it even with younger people. They'll say things like, YouTube, what is that? It's like, you don't know what you're talking about. Next. That is television. That is radio. That is it. This format, podcasting, the interplay, the interweaving of digital and social media. I mean, it is so monumentally amazing right now, and far too few people really understand it. I think I've explained it perhaps too much, but that's the level of excitement that I possess at the moment.
No, it's extremely exciting, and there are people building amazing platforms on the internet, on YouTube, different channels. And what I really like about it too, Lionel, is everybody's unique, kind of polished way of presenting themselves. What you're doing is truly unique. And then there's other folks out there that what they're doing is fascinating. The Mark Dices and so forth. It's really
sure. Oh, yes. Let me also tell you a couple of problems that people are facing. Take YouTube in particular. When you have a YouTube channel, it is possible to monetize. You monetize your videos. That means that YouTube places them with advertising with companies, and they will advertise on your channel. Let's say you do a channel on investing. You monetize it, and lo and behold, Kraft Macaroni and Cheese or L'Oreal or somebody is advertising on your channel. And every month you receive some check. And for some people, there are young people who are millionaires who are doing things that you and I might not understand, putting on makeup, gaming, opening up boxes, food vlogs, name it. And they are doing exceedingly well, very well, making more money than you could ever imagine. I mean, seriously. Well, recently what happened was there was a big controversy because apparently, for reasons I don't understand, ISIS, if you believe this, which I don't, but ISIS, as in the terrorist organization, ISIS, had its website and had various legitimate, strong companies advertising on ISIS videos. So if you're I don't know, Ford, Lincoln, Mercury, or again, I'm thinking L'Oreal or Kraft or whoever you are, you find yourself on an ISIS video. Now, most people would say, well, YouTube, Google, because they own each other. I think what you ought to do is you better watch what videos you post. No, they didn't do that. What they did was they said, all right, we're going to cut all advertising. If you do an advertising or YouTube video or something that may or may not be, quote, advertiser friendly, you're out. You cannot monetize. You cannot make money. And people who were saying, wait a minute, I'm just doing news. I'm not even taking a stand. Sorry, it's got the word bombing in it, or it's got you're talking about a particular subject. So people there has been a revolt like you cannot believe within this. And there are other platforms that seize upon this, see the need, and are moving elsewhere to give people total, unfettered, and absolute freedom to do whatever you want. Because the goal of the internet, ideally, is to provide a censorship-free platform for you to say anything. And I believe that you should be able to say anything. Now, let's immediately eliminate the ridiculous, mass execution of kittens in microwave ovens. No, let's just eliminate that. But so right now, and this is important for those in the investing field, look at where the need is. Look at what people are saying. Do research. Talk to people. CNBC is terrific. Bloomberg News, that's fantastic. That's not the kind of research I'm talking about. Talk to people in the trenches. Ask them what's going on right now. There are incredible opportunities right now that are opening. And something which is the most fascinating, and I particularly love this. There are, again, different patterns, different groups of people. Have you heard, for example, Steemit? Have you heard of Steemit? STEEMIT.com?
Yep. It's Steemit. Fascinating.
Cryptocurrency, and I love it. I have watched more videos. I'm in. I'm game. And when I don't understand it, I'm saying I need to understand more. Let me say something, if I could, just for a second. There's something really weird about the way people think. I think maybe perhaps kids don't enjoy this. Maybe they don't learn this in school. When I don't understand something, I don't say, that's stupid. I don't understand. That makes no sense to me. No. It makes me say, well, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. All my life, I've wanted to understand things. And when I don't understand it, it'll drive me crazy until I figure it out. What we are doing is we are creating generations of people who say, look, you've got 5 seconds to explain this. If you don't, I'm not interested. I'm gone. I'm history. I have the attention span of a gnat. I have no interest in any of this stuff. Make this make sense or I'm gone. I've asked people, I'm telling you, I have people that I know in the business. I can't even explain digital platforms to them. And they're standing there as their television and radio stations crumble behind them. You would think this would motivate their interest in something new. No, they can't understand it. So anyway, back to what I said, Steemit and others using cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, fantastic. Just, oh my God, this is the most exciting time in the world. So anyway, I know I'm rather desultory and all over the place, but as I am wont to do, because so many things fascinate me that I have a hard time channeling one thought at a time.
No, Steemit was extremely fascinating. I'm on there as well. And when I came across this, I think it was last year sometime. It just blew my mind, what was going on there. So things like this, things like the cryptocurrency space, obviously Bitcoin is making the news. A lot of exciting stuff, Lionel. And then you mentioned, it's one thing that really fascinates me too, that there's all these things going on. And as you mentioned, the people in the business just don't understand what's happening because they live kind of like in the, that's that safe space inside the mainstream beltway that they don't really truly understand what is happening outside there. Now, you and I had a discussion a little bit before, and there's a big trend going on. The way that people think is extremely fascinating for me. Being from South Africa, growing up in a very, very extremely interesting time in the country's history, really led me to question everything. Try and understand everything, look at all the different opinions, all the history that we were taught with a wrong history all of a sudden, and that kind of change. So I always question everything and the critical thinking that turns into that. Where is that gone? And there's a big movement that you'd mentioned to shut down just thought in general.
Yes. Let me to bring up something very, very quickly. Number one, I don't know. I have a thought experiment. I have these little things that I think of. Oh, I'm taking a shower. I'm about to go to bed. I just think about if I'm bored, if I'm listening to somebody and I'm trying to pretend that I'm listening, I'm off on other channels. And one of my favorite thought experiments is I've been asked to speak before a graduating class who really want to hear what I have to say. They really are interested. You new kids. I just went to a graduation recently. It was the most god-awful thing you've ever imagined. But imagine they would say, please tell us, oh sage, what would be your rules of life? What do I need to master? Tell me. And I would say, well, let me tell you what I just figured out right now. I should have known this, but the first rule is the greatest, probably my pole star, my credo, my escutcheon, whatever you want to call it, is what Tolstoy said: history would be a wonderful thing if only it were true. It is a myth that men agree to believe. Napoleon said that. Churchill, I think, said history is determined by the winners. Your South Africa would have been a different history had apartheid or Pik Botha or whoever. It could have gone the other way. It could have been fine. There's no reason why South Africa is the way it is now. It just turned this way. Hitler could have won. Things could have been different. And what we do is, after the fact, we retro-engineer almost like an accident reconstructionist. We say, well, here's what will happen. No, it changed for different reasons. Russia, for example, Russia beat Germany. Russia beat Nazi Germany. They kicked the collective butt of Hitler. We certainly did too, and the Allies, and there's no doubt about that, with tremendous cooperation. But our current American history, because we live in this Saving Private Ryan version of it, we see things elsewhere. So the first rule is history is critical. It repeats itself, but it's wrong. It's all wrong. All of it. It's an illusion. What you do is what you think, what you feel is not real. The second thing is, which is important, psychology, perception and awareness. There's a difference between a hallucination and an illusion. A hallucination is something that's not there. An illusion is something that is there, but you see it differently. You ever seen the moon illusion? You ever see the moon at the horizon? It looks huge. You ever seen that before?
Yes.
Okay. It's the same radius. Same radius that it is at the horizon as it is at the zenith. Straight ahead. Why does it look different? It's an illusion. Because of the way the buildings are configured, the way the horizon is configured. It's your brain says, oh, it must be closer. It's not. It doesn't look like that. You swear it does. Love, hate, what's hip, what's new, what's different, feelings, emotion, political parties, Bush versus Trump versus this, red versus white, beer versus wine, whatever it is. There's no absolute there. It's what your brain, how it configures it. And everything that you see can be changed if I figure out how it is to go in and say, I want you to see things like this. That's what advertising does. That's what information does. That's what education does. That's what political partying does. You're always trying to explain something. You know, when you're selling something, have you ever had the wonderful opportunity of pitching somebody of an idea? You pitch something, a stock, a product, an idea, a plan, a platform, whatever it is, and you're trying to convince somebody.
Right.
It's like being a lawyer. It's like being a closing argument. Just two different things, two differences. Explaining versus persuading. I can explain things all day long. And you'll say, oh, thank you. I understand what you're saying. Whether I buy it or not, it's a different story, literally and figuratively. Whether I buy your stock, buy your product, or understand, feel. You've got to convince people. You've got to be able to say, yeah, I got it. Not, I explained it. You know, it's like when you tell a joke. The reason why sometimes jokes make you laugh and some don't, they explained it. You understand it, but that reaction wasn't there. They didn't persuade you to laugh. They didn't convey the oomph thing. So history is critical. This is what I'm telling young people. History is critical. Perception. Before we even get to the real stuff, there is no truth there. There is no truth. Feelings are ephemeral and ethereal and evanescent. And have you ever been in a situation or seen somebody who was married, fell in love, got a divorce, and then wanted to kill each other? Now, the same person. Look what happened. Look at it. It's amazing.
It's amazing.
One person you would kill for, then you want to kill. So that's it. Now, there's another thing, too, and I don't mean to. Please stop me if I've gone too long here. But information is critical. Information and what's happening right now. Look, I don't care whether you like Sean Hannity or not. What Media Matters for America and others are trying to do to him and Fox and Murdoch and O'Reilly should scare the hell out of everybody. Because it's not the thought police I worry about. It's the thought vigilante. It's citizens who get together and decide that they're going to decide what I should and shouldn't listen to. That's what scares me.
You're listening to Lionel on the Cashflow Ninja podcast. We will be right back after a word from our sponsor.
Are you having a hard time finding great investment properties? Unfortunately, the best deals are rarely found locally. Successful investing begins with the right properties in the right markets. Norada Real Estate provides everything you need to invest in the best deals across the United States. Our simple, proven system will help you create real wealth and passive monthly cash flow. Learn how to find the best deals by downloading your free copy of The Ultimate Guide to Passive Real Estate Investing at noradarealestate.com. That's NORADA realestate.com.
You're listening to Lionel on the Cashflow Ninja podcast, and now back to our interview. It really, really, truly is scary to see that and what's going on just in the media. Now, Lionel, a question that I had for you, too, is there's so much information out there, which is amazing because of the internet. But then this also poses a challenge for someone that's trying to navigate this. There's so much information. What advice would you give to some of our listeners? Because, I mean, as investors, business owners, entrepreneurs, we formulate our strategies and tactics on information and current and good and solid information. What advice would you give to my listeners to find and cut through a lot of the misinformation to what's really going on, and what is information that they can actually use and act upon?
Well, it's interesting. The first thing, of course, is data. Data is just raw. That's just zeros and ones and things pouring at you. Some of it's true, some of it's not, some of it's exaggerated. You know, we love to say things in this country, fake news. Have you heard about this? Fake news. Fake news. You got to be careful of fake news. What is fake? Who determines what's fake? Is exaggerated fake? Is wrong fake? I don't know what that is. So you just take it in. Whatever filtration system you use is up to you. The thing that is the most important thing, I don't know whether we teach people this or not, this is instinct. If you truly can't understand how a business works, don't invest. Don't invest. Don't even bother with it. Now, that doesn't mean you haven't heard enough yet. For example, if I'm trying to explain to somebody, blockchains and cryptocurrency and I may not be able to explain, Steemit. By the way, I'm not promoting Steemit. I'm using this as an example. But that doesn't mean that they should run away from it, but they should, how do I say this? They should want to learn more. But there are some things that I see that just don't make any sense. And there are some that my instinct is telling me, I don't understand this. I don't feel it. I don't get it. And sometimes people will say, I'm going to go ahead with this, even though I don't truly understand it. So I don't know how to tell people how to listen to yourself, how to listen to your things that just make sense to you. You know, one of the things that I loved about, and by the way, I did not vote for Donald Trump. I voted for me. I wrote in my name. I do not vote the presidential elections. It's a waste of time. It's an illusion of choice. But I think one thing that he did that was terrific. This is a great thing for people to understand in terms of pitches. Number one, keep it real simple. Boy, was he simple. I mean, he was so simple. It was base. It was molecular. It was so simple.
Very.
Eleanor Roosevelt said that. She said the problem that Jack Kennedy had, she thought, was he was talking too much. FDR had like 3 positions. That was it, tops. Very, very simple. Very. Also, there's this idea that being able to understand the essence of something and to give people almost like a dream of something sounds crazy. Hillary Clinton, by contrast, by the way, this is not a kind of a postmortem, but she had no plan. I don't even know what she was talking about. You have to have something. You have to explain, be able to explain something to somebody, be able to articulate it. What is it that you want me to do and why? If you're doing a closing argument, you want me to find this person guilty or not guilty? You want me to award your client money? Well, why? Persuade me. And, you know, one of the things which I find so interesting is that, give you an example, what's going on right now in Manchester. Okay, it's all a lie. When I hear ISIS, I'm thinking, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. ISIS is manufactured. ISIS is there's somebody who claims to be a part of ISIS. But ISIS is not what people think. ISIS is there. It is paymastered by groups of people, by nefarious groups, intel, countries and the like, to create and foment destabilization. And yeah, you're going to get people here and there, and they're going to say they're members of ISIS, but there is no ISIS per se, just like there is no Al-Qaeda. These are created. These are created, funded, paymastered, critical, very, very dangerous groups of people that are used to destabilize. They just work wonders. Talk to the mainstream media, they believe it all hook, line, and sinker. They think that ISIS is some kind of this weird, vectored evil that somehow, I mean, they believe everything hook, line, and sinker. They don't go. And if I say to you, well, let me give you an example. Here's an article. Here's a story from Al Arabiya that shows the Al Faisal brothers are basically the paymasters of ISIS. Oh, I didn't see that. Well, don't you think that's your job if you're in the media? Don't you think you should figure out who's who? Let's go back in history. Who funded, who bankrolled Hitler? What was that all about? Who was responsible? Who was behind the South during the Civil War? See, nobody wants to do any kind of due diligence when it comes to historical reference. So, I mean, right now, if you turn on any TV show, conventional mainstream media, I guarantee you, this is predigested pablum. It is nutritionless. It is false. It has been so filtered. It is so devoid of nutrients. Just ignore it. Just ignore it altogether.
It's amazing how they break it down to good guys and bad guys, right? Trying to basically...
Manichean, absolutely. Let me tell you one of the greatest. Are you familiar with professional wrestling in this country?
Yes.
Well, you didn't see it in the 60s and 70s. That's when it was the greatest. Now it's too theatrical. In the 60s and 70s, and later on, I happened to work when I got out of law school with professional wrestlers, not actually fighting in the ring, but working with the business. And the first thing that people have to understand is professional wrestling is about the angle, the work. You're the crazy South African, and you're fighting the crazed Samoan who wants to stomp you, and it's good versus evil. There can be no gray. You have the baby face, who's the good guy, and the heel, who is the bad guy. This is the nomenclature of professional wrestling. You have kayfabe, which is the illusion. The work is the angle. The work is the story. What are you telling people? This man's a satanic person, and he's fighting the American patriot who's waving the flag. Good versus evil. Tell them a story. Sometimes good wins, sometimes evil wins, but you're always putting across the entertaining theme. It's an illusion. And they want the illusion. And they know, yes, they know inside it's not real. That's what allows them to enjoy it. It's like watching a movie. You know it's not real, but you love it. I think The Godfather is the greatest movie ever made. I know it's not real. Doesn't matter. That's why I call it a movie. It's a film.
Right.
So, but I understand it. And what you're doing right now is this is show business. The moment your show gets boring to people, you're done. You're finished.
Right.
You might be the greatest financial whatever it is. If nobody's listening, if you don't understand the showbiz part of it, if you don't put anybody over, another term they use, if you don't know how to work it, because a lot of people bless their hearts think, well, I could just sit in front of my YouTube and just say anything and people will love it. Well, not necessarily. The people you mentioned, Mark Dice and my buddy Alex Jones and Paul Joseph Watson and Jero Salenti and others, they're good. I mean, don't ever forget that. They happen to be real good. They'll be good no matter where you put them. Have you noticed how many people on YouTube start off every YouTube with, hi, guys? Have you noticed that? What is this? Is this some rule? You gotta say, hi, guys. Hi, guys. What am I, part of the guys?
Right. No, you definitely have to be entertaining. And as you mentioned, it's the characters, and people love characters. They fall in love with the characters, even though they know it's an illusion. As you stated, they'll root for that character. And oh boy, they'll argue about that character. And that character is right. My guy's right.
By the by, I just gave you a free bit of great advice that somebody gave me years ago. This is broadcasting 101. When you say, hi, guys, you've immediately lost me because you've just made it sound like, oh, you're not talking to me. You're talking to a group of people. Am I just in a group? That's it?
Right.
Okay. So I'm just here. You're not talking to me. You're talking to everybody watching you. So there's no connectivity. Believe it or not, when you're doing this, if you're doing anything, and it's hard when you're doing merely audio, point at them and say, listen, there's a difference between, all right, all of you investors out there, all of you people looking for the best stock tip, all right, all of you people say, versus if you, and I know what you're thinking, you want to find out what's the best deal, and what do you do? Well, here's what I do. This is what I want you to do when you listen to me, because you and me, we're together. You, me. Not you, plural. It's you and me. It's connected. I'm talking to you. You got it. There's this weird thing. Either you have it or you don't. And I always think to myself, I am talking to somebody, a person, not people. It's a big deal. And if you can ever master that, the difference it makes, that the connection is monumental, astronomical.
It's one thing that I've learned from you, Lionel, especially at Lionel Nation on your YouTube channel. I do really feel I have a personal conversation with you every day. So, no, that's really, really good advice. Now, Lionel, a core message in our show is to leave our families, communities, and the world better than we found it by passing down a mindset, values, and principles to future generations, not just money. So if you cannot pass on any money to future generations, and we're only allowed to pass on 3 principles to them to build wealth and achieve happiness and success, what would they be?
The first one, again, is information and data. Information and data are critical. If you don't know what's going on, if you don't have the facts, if you have nothing to base yourself on, if you have no x-rays, no lab results, no books, no introduction, no information, no data, you are doomed. So be a vacuum cleaner, suck it all in. Number 2, as I said, follow your instinct and your hunch. Evaluate it. Be able to have some filtration process that you inherently use. And number 3, the most important, remember the difference between history, trend, and pattern. Human beings love to look and see patterns. They love to be able to look at the clouds and say, that looks like a duck. That looks like like my grandma, my whatever. We see pattern. We also see trends. If you don't notice cycles and trends, if you don't say, oh, this is the winter, it gets cold, and this is the summer, it gets hot, you will not be a good farmer. So trends, patterns, understand something, be able to watch how some things are cyclical, some are random, and even random isn't random. And within that also is history. And more important than anything else, as we started off, remember what Tolstoy said, history would be a wonderful thing if only it were true.
Fantastic. He is Lionel. You can watch him on YouTube at Lionel Nation, and his website is lionelmedia.com. Lionel, thank you so much for coming on the show and sharing your journey.
My pleasure.
And the knowledge and providing so much value for my listeners.
My pleasure. Thank you so very much, sir.
This is MC Laubscher, the host of the Cashflow Ninja podcast. As you may know, I'm also the president and chief wealth strategist of Valhalla Wealth Financial. We help individuals, families, small businesses, entrepreneurs, and professionals build their wealth outside of Wall Street and help investors maximize the use of every dollar in their personal economy and boost their investment gains. We do this by combining the capital and investments with the financial vehicle of the wealthy according to the infinite banking concept. If you're interested to learn more about privatized banking and the infinite banking concept, you can access an exclusive webinar at cashflowninja.com/be-the-bank. Thank you for joining my guest, Lionel, and myself on the Cashflow Ninja today. If you like what you hear and appreciate what we're trying to build here at the Cashflow Ninja, please subscribe, rate, and review our show on iTunes and share our show with family, friends, and your network. I'm always trying to learn and improve in every area of my life, so if there's any way that I can provide more value to you and serve you better, please reach out to me at info@cashflowninja.com. If you're not a subscriber to the Cashflow Ninja Gashku newsletter, you can sign up for our newsletter at cashflowninja.com or text Cashflow Ninja to 44222. That's 2 4s and 3 2s. You can also support the show by becoming a patron on Patreon for $10 a month. When you become a patron for 12 months, you get access to our private Facebook page and a Cashflow Ninja t-shirt. Jimmy Freeland and Bob Scott have been in your shoes and have used real estate investing to become financially free. They've designed a system to take any beginner to an experienced deal-making investor in the least amount of time. They offer opportunities from basic education, coaching, bridge loan investing to turnkey investments in the cash-flowing market of St. Louis, Missouri. For more information, please visit joinupsproperties.com or call Jimmy and Bob at 314-799-2247. If you're not earning at least 8% on your cash, you do not want to miss the private lending presentation for non-accredited investors done by Jimmy Freeland and Bob Scott. Discover how to create an income stream from real estate without the management headaches. You can access the presentation at cashflowninja.com/private lending. Creating passive income for you and your family is easier than you think. All you need are 3 things: the right plan, the right product, and the right turnkey provider. As an investor, you want a safe, profitable, and convenient way to invest your capital without being at the mercy of stock market fluctuation. Investing in real estate in a turnkey way that provides monthly passive income with very low risk is exactly what Spartan Invest provides for their clients. Their mission is to make investing in real estate easy for the busy professional. Spartan Invest help investors create passive income and wealth through turnkey ownership in Birmingham, Alabama. You can download your free report, 5 Big Reasons to Invest in the Magical City of Birmingham, Alabama at cashflowninja.com/Spartan. The wealthiest families on the planet know how to capture their wealth and then leveraging their wealth through their own banking system. If you're interested in privatized banking and the infinite banking concept and learning the premier strategies of the wealthiest individuals and families on the planet, you can access your free webinar at cashflowninja.com/be-the-bank. That's our show for today, everyone. Until next time, live a life of passion and purpose on your terms.
You have been listening to the Cashflow Ninja with your host, MC Laubscher, the podcast empowering and inspiring people to discover how to generate their own income and manage, grow, and protect their own wealth in the new economy. Today's show notes and resources are available on our website, cashflowninja.com. This presentation is for educational and informational purposes only. The information being presented and considered does not consider your particular financial objectives or situation, and it does not make personalized recommendations. This material is not intended to replace the advice of a qualified tax and legal advisor or other qualified professionals, and you should not use the information in place of a customized consultation with a licensed professional regarding your specific personal financial objective, situation, and needs. We believe the information provided is reliable, but we do not guarantee its accuracy, timeliness, or completeness.